Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Inside the Enchanted Waterways. This is a National Geographic docu-series. It's 6 episodes long, each of them about 44 minutes long each, and it's not just about water and bodies of water and trickles and rivers and creeks of water. It is basically talking about the environments that are enabled by bodies of water and the life that teems within them. So, as an example, the first episode is oceans, which, obviously the biggest component in these enchanted waterways. But we also get coasts, rivers, lakes, swamps, and frozen. It's just one word titles, just describing the types of environments that are created. It's narrated by Fenella Fudge. That is a very British name, and she is very British, but it works. It works. She seems very she sounds very excited and very interested in the things she's talking about. Could be acting. I have no idea, but honestly, you don't have to act on this when it comes to talking about stuff like this. Yeah, yes, I've seen a lot of nature documentaries over the years, but did I say this is from 2025? So it's fairly new. There's also one about forests, so different areas with trees, which we haven't gotten to yet. This is, like I said, I've seen so many different nature documentaries about whales and different areas like the coral reef and sharks, of course, way too many sharks documentaries. But this one kind of takes it from a different angle, obviously, with the setting, talking about the setting and what thrives within the ocean. But and since it's so recently shot, it's not just relying on recycling old footage from other National Geographic documentaries, which has happened before, but those are usually older things, just repurposing footage in different ways. Some of this footage goes all the way from the massive whales and the whale shark, which is the biggest fish in the world, it says. I think I would know that by now, but because sharks aren't mammals, but whales are, so whales are bigger than whale sharks, so that's how that works. The whales are still bigger. So what we get here is just a look at, like I said, the biggest, most massive creatures, and shot from what looks like drone footage, really high up. So you get this. They're so big, and it's so beautiful to see them moving through the water. A mother with her calf, and just. It's yeah, you learn a lot of stuff. It's educational, but even if you turned off the sound, which I don't recommend, but you would still be mesmerized by just how gorgeous these creatures in their natural habitat just look and act and react to the things around them. Of course, they go all the way from there all the way down to the coral reef, to creatures that are very, very far from the surface, the ones who rely on bioluminescence to create light, whether it's as a defensive measure or could it be offensive measure? Did I miss that part? I don't know, but there's so much weird, crazy Twilight Zone level stuff, as she calls it. It's like a Twilight Zone area, and then there's like a Midnight Zone area, and then there's the abyss. Not John Cameron's The Abyss, but it's beyond that. it's some really truly creepy alien world type stuff we have on our own planet. 80% of the ocean, from what they said, has not been fully explored. 80%. We're trying to go to Mars, where if people go there, they're not coming back. With the science we have now. That's a whole other story, but imagine what we would learn if we would spend even more time exploring our own oceans. The creatures and worlds, and if we understood that better, where the origin of life started. When we went from being just this lava hot planet, and the heat and the eventually the moisture was able to come together in a way to create life. Man, you can just imagine what we could learn and the things that we could possibly use to save lives that come from stranger places. Well, no, maybe not stranger than this, but yeah, it's nothing that I would say, hey, let's just rummage through all of it and destroy as much as we can. We don't want to do that because the coral reefs and everything else, the plankton and the phytoplankton and everything else create oxygen on this planet more than even the Amazon rainforest. That stuff is necessary. We are playing fast and loose with it right now and are willing to destroy it for oil. But yeah, not great on our part. But honestly, if you want some astounding looking footage and learn a little bit about all the such a wide variety of life under the ocean, just hordes of these perfectly synchronized fish that are, I've seen these in other documentaries, but I don't think I've seen it look like this. It's just so gorgeously shot. We get to see not just fish or whales and things like that. We also see some birds who live along these oceans and have the ability to just dive right into the water, spend 40 seconds under there getting all they can eat, and then flying out as if the water was part of the sky, and flying out, going back to their nests and feeding their babies. It's some astounding stuff. And one of the most interesting parts of this is how all of it, in some just tiny, tiny ways, but across the planet, works together to keep these environments, these worlds, these creatures alive. Even if humanity had never existed, this stuff would still be happening, and probably more so because we're so good at destroying it. I can't imagine if we could ever, instead of going to Mars or anything else, if we could ever find a planet that has life on it that is at a stage before there was ever a kind of human race, and we'd be able to see what those creatures are like without being hunted, fished, destroyed, obliterated by mining or drilling or whatever else. It would be astounding to see what that's like. I mean, we're talking about dinosaur era kind of stuff, 70 million years ago kind of stuff. But yeah, it's this is a really good peek, and I think the fact that it looks at it from different regions, different areas, again, from the frozen waters to rivers and swamps and everything else, and the creatures that all live as a part of it and contribute to it. Whale poop, by the way, is very important to the environment. More for them, but still, they're all required as part of the whole circle of life thing in order to make our lives better. So, yeah. I actually highly recommend this as something if you're looking for a nature documentary or a docu-series that takes in different bites with a different look and also a slightly different focus how it approaches things. This would be it. This is a pretty good pick. So yeah, it's yeah. If I had more time to watch more TV, I would do it. But I got to get through this whole series. I'm gonna hopefully in the next few months. 104. That's the very last thing on our list. So come on, alphabetically anyway. 104 is something I've been wanting to watch for a while since I heard it was coming out, and this is very Disney because the very first words in this is Walt Disney. Walt Disney, we call it Imagineering. So we get to take a peek into the world of Imagineering. Everything from the rides and the animatronics and everything else that we've come to know and love about the parks and other things other that Disney has created. Well, guess what? We get to take a look. I'm going to probably watch at least, I think it's a series, so I'll be watching at least one episode, but probably more in time. I want to make sure I get this right. Walt Disney, We Call It Imagineering, is what we're watching next in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.